All right, it's your friendly neighborhood surveyor. It's a different video. Oh, there we go. Let's see. There we go. Okay. This is a new housing tract. There's going to be approximately 16,000 homes built out here. This is the high desert out in California, so it's the other side of like San Bernardino. It's Hesperia. And if anyone knows about Hesperia, at least on this side, you're close to Silverwood Lake. That's why this place is called Silverwood. Silverwood Lake, we got Big Bear, that's not too far away, Lake Arrowhead, and like Wrightwood and stuff. So on the other side of those mountains there, those are kind of hills, but mountains over there is the other side of like San Bernardino and Los Angeles. San Gabriel Valley, Rancho Cucamonga, stuff like that. But what I wanted to talk about is just kind of like the prices of houses out here. Now, I don't know, I always kind of think about my job and how much longer I could actually live out here in California. Now, I was born and raised out here, so I don't partake in the extreme house prices that are out here. The average house in California, I believe, is almost $900,000, and if you're looking at Southern California, I think the average house price is right at $1 million. And these homes here, those are all the models over there, just single-family homes, like 2,000 square feet up to I think 3,500 or something. But the average price out here, I think they're starting at like 450,000, or in the mid 400s to the mid to high 700s. And I was looking at today what the average income is in California, and they say the average, or if you look at average and median and stuff, the average income per household is about $96,000. And using Google, I was wondering how much house can you afford if your household brought in $96,000. And if you had a monthly mortgage of $2,800 a month, because that's about how much these houses cost to rent out here, $2,800 to $3,000. And if you put down, let's see, what was that? I think if you put down $250,000 on an $800,000 house, you'd have to finance, I think, to get that $2,800 a month payment, you'd have to finance $570,000. And that doesn't include if there's any kind of like homeowners associations and stuff. So most homeowners associations out here in Southern California are at least $300 a month. And then they have things called Mellorews that kind of helps with schools and things like that. So you can have another $300 to $500 a month, even if you do put down well over the 20% on that house. But where I was getting at is also, it's like, how much do we make? And if the average household brings in $96,000, I'm assuming that's many of those numbers have to do with two-person income, because I know what I make, and out here, union, non-union, doesn't really matter. With surveying, a party chief makes anywheres between, I'd say, $50 to $60 something dollars, like in the 50s to the 60s dollar an hour. So you're looking at, $110,000 to $130,000 a year. That's if you're working full time. And the more you have, like, I have an LSIT, but I work for a non-union company, and I don't need a full week's worth of work to make ends meet. But but if you have your LS and you're working for Caltrans or something like that, then or county, then you're kind of guaranteed your salary and stuff. This is all still part of the same project, but we're also we have a housing tract that we're at right now where I think we're building, or there's going to be 600 homes there, and they're starting at $800,000. And this place, it's Beaumont, so there's nothing close to Beaumont that would make you that kind of money to afford that house, just like these houses out here. Hesperia it's a high desert community. There's the only jobs that are out here, government wise, are there's a federal prison, and then there's a state prison, and they're building a bunch of like Amazon warehouses and stuff like that, because we're right off the Interstate 15 freeway, which goes from San Diego up through, I think, Montana or Idaho or something like that. Let me let this guy pass me by. And so myself, I have to drive 50 minutes to the office every morning, which I'm used to. In California, at least in a construction, you don't live where you work. You can't afford to live where you work. And so I drive 50 minutes a day to get to work, and it's about an hour to an hour and a half coming home, just because of traffic. And on weekends, so on Fridays, since I have to take the 15 freeway is what everyone takes to go to Las Vegas every weekend, and holiday weekends are even worse. So it could take me 2 hours to 3 hours getting home, and then and that's because there's really no other way than the 15 freeway. And getting out of here, you got roads like this, and getting out of that housing complex, or that housing development that's being built right now, you have a two-lane road that leads to the freeway. So in the next 10 years, you're going to have 16,000 homes, approximately, at least 10,000 homes if everything goes good. They're hoping to sell 1,000 homes a year. And there's no plans right now on widening these roads. So it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. I'm 58. I can really give a shit on what's going to happen out here in the next few years, because I'm done. I'm done at 62. I may still work, but I got other things I can do. I've learned how to invest. I have a side hustle on Amazon, and I could always work somewhat part-time as an independent contractor, as a consultant, and I can collect Social Security at a little bit amount, and I'm fine. But I'm twice divorced, so I'm not married. I don't have to support anyone but myself. My sons are in college, and they're doing fine, so I have the luxury of living small and not have to worry. But I don't know what younger people do and what people are going to do to afford these homes. And why I mention it is because if they can't afford these homes, people like myself later on, I don't know if we're out of a job or what ends up happening with us. And that goes with all the trades. And another thing that's been happening, since we have the Trump administration and they are deporting, I notice a big difference on the freeway every morning on less cars, which, hey, I don't care if people get deported, but there's stuff that happens as a result of it. So the one job we have out there in Beaumont, we're ready to stay curb, and there's 2 to 3 tracks that need curb, but now they're having a hard time finding a curb crew, because the majority of the labor out on our job sites are illegal immigrants, and that goes from the framers to the plumbers to roofers, everything. I'd say everything but the surveyors, and maybe when you get into like putting in cabinetry and stuff like that. But I would still say 90% of the workers out on at the housing tracts are all illegal aliens. So for or against it, that's up to you. I really don't care. But we don't have the workforce to replace them. We've told all of our kids that they have to go to college and work for Starbucks once they graduate. Meanwhile, we've outsourced all of our trade jobs to immigrants, and they're getting paid a lot less than what I get paid for my trade. And the work is crappy. There's just bad things all around that come from it, but we let it happen. So I do love California. Again, born and raised here. I'm comfortable here, but my feeling is living in California is like being in a bad relationship. I've tried, and I've given it multiple chances, but it keeps letting me down. And in reality, at least with the politics out here, California does not like the working class, and and they don't even like the people that actually make the money, because they can replace your vote. They can replace one rich person's vote with 50 homeless people's votes. So even they don't matter anymore. They like the tax money, but they'd rather just get free money from the government. So if you live in a state where things are changing a little bit with the immigration and people taking jobs, and talk around the old campfire is, well, these people work hard, and no one else wants to do the work. My feeling is that no, there's plenty of people that will do the work as long as you pay them the right wage. And I don't believe in slavery in any way. And yeah, the people want the work, but I think we all need to get off our asses and start doing the work ourselves. And I wish California would get better. I don't know if I'll see it in my lifetime, but once I'm 62, or over the next few years, I'm planning on not necessarily moving out, but I plan on changing my lifestyle. So my girlfriend's from Mexico, and she has a house out there, so we'll spend part-time out there. My sons are back east. I will go and travel with and to see them. Maybe I'll do some van lifing for a couple years. And again, I don't have to support anybody. No one lives with me. I can kind of come and go as I please. I don't have any pets, and I've put my life in that kind of situation, so I can have the freedom that I want. And if the state of California doesn't want me here, you know what? I don't have to stay. I said California is like a bad relationship, but you know what? It's not going to cost me anything to divorce California. It cost me a lot to get 2 divorces, but California is not going to cost me anything. So that's about it. Probably the next few videos are going to be about how much California hates me, or people like me, or us. But come out and visit. It is a cool place. Plenty of natural beauty, but stay out of Los Angeles and Hollywood and Disneyland and stuff like that. That's not worth it. Not worth it. So, all right, I've rambled on. Survey out.